Hi, my name is Shelly Manning. Today I'm going to teach you how to completely heal your arthritis in 21 days or less using nothing but simple diet and lifestyle changes. Everything I teach you is based on scientific studies from some of the most respected institutes in the world. But the real secret comes from an old mysterious woman I met in my travel in Southeast Asia. Now, imagine your arthritis completely vanishing right this moment. If in a second your pain and stiffness melted away and all your joints all of a sudden functioned like a well-oiled machine. Like a magic wand was waved, you'd be able to jump up from your chair and run around the room like a kid. And imagine that you never had to suffer as much as a pinch of arthritis, stiffness, or pain ever again. I know this sounds impossible now, but bear with me because sometimes miracles happen. And this is exactly what happened to me in a location I least expected. It was a gift from a woman on the other side of the world. From the kindness of her heart, she took pity on my suffering and taught me how to completely reverse my arthritis. This kind act was probably no big deal for the mysterious woman because arthritis is almost non-existent where she comes from. And even if people were to develop the disease, everyone would know exactly what to do. She helped hundreds of people in addition to me. Extremely quickly, it immediately worked. Easily, it required only minimal effort. Permanently, I never suffered again. Today, I want to do the same for you. I'm going to pay the gift forward, take you by the hand and lead you step by step through the 3-step strategy of 1. Relieving your pain and stiffness today. 2. Permanently ridding you of the underlying cause of your arthritis. 3. Rebuilding the damage already done to your joints. All naturally without the use of prescription medications that only make your condition worse in the long haul. Now, you may have heard there is no cure for arthritis. And this is absolutely true when it comes to the traditional medical system. But in other parts of the world, where Western medicine is not practiced, arthritis is almost non-existent. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me tell you how all this started. It's shameful, but when your husband leaves you on your 56th birthday, which also happens to be Valentine's Day, it really gets your goat, doesn't it? Should I blame him? I don't know. I guess I was not so easy to live with back then. Plus, I got my sweet revenge later, as I'll tell you in a second. You see, I met Andrew when we were both in college. Shortly after we got married, I began to develop rheumatoid arthritis. Things got worse. Carrying 2 children and being immobile due to my diseases, I added on a lot of weight in the next 10 to 15 years. That put extreme strain on my knee joints, leading to additional osteoarthritis in my early 40s. It didn't help that I worked in a small office sitting in front of a computer all day long. When every move you make feels like torture, you tend to avoid moving. This is probably the number 1 mistake us who suffer from arthritis make. This is also one of the main reasons obesity is twice as common among people with arthritis than the general public. I was no exception. Sometimes when the arthritis flares were the worst, I would lie in bed for days and days. Andrew wanted to go to gatherings or take a trip, but I couldn't go with him. I remember on our 22nd wedding anniversary, we planned to go to an old famous 5-star restaurant that was on the 2nd floor. I just couldn't walk up the steps, and we ended up eating pizza down the street. This is a sad reality for a young woman in her early 50s. These were supposed to be our golden years. Many women our age dread their husbands running off with a younger, friskier woman. Well, Andrew got a friskier woman, but she was actually 2 years older than me. I was devastated. What an asshole dumping his wife of 31 years in her misery and pain. Andrew left the house immediately after telling me the grave news. He had already packed a suitcase, and I assume he drove straight over to his whore. I just sat frozen at the kitchen table in our big house. I couldn't cry, couldn't really process what was happening. And the thought that came to me over and over again was, how am I going to function on my own? The next day, I called out of work saying I was sick. I'd done that a million times due to my arthritis. But then some kind of insanity hit me. You see, I always wanted to travel to Asia, and as I was drowning my sorrow while surfing the internet, an ad popped up for a cheap last-minute flight and hotel to Hong Kong, leaving the next day. Before I could think about the pain of flying across the world, I bought the ticket and began packing. I thought it couldn't be more painful than staying in my house. I was wrong. Although I'd popped 12 of the strongest painkillers I had, I didn't sleep a wink in the small, uncomfortable air. It doesn't work, although you know it will. You'll get your money back. Could you really live with yourself for another day or another minute suffering from arthritis now that you know it can be cured and you did nothing? That's why you can't wait. You must act now. I'm pushing you because I want you to feel as great as I do, starting today. Thousands of arthritis patients have already benefited from this amazing strategy. They're running around the streets healthier and happier than most healthy people out there. I want you to be as happy as them. You're not alone. Everything is so simple and easy that it's like I'm sitting right beside you for 21 days, guiding you through the mini steps. That's why everybody succeeds with this strategy. And you're next. You are going to be arthritis-free within 21 days. And your first step is to click the order button below right now. Still hesitant? Remember, nobody has ever had problems finding the ingredients I recommend in their local supermarket and health food stores, no matter where in the world they lived. You probably already have most of the ingredients you need in your kitchen. You just have to use them strategically. Also, the strategy works for all types of arthritis, be it osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, fibromyalgia, gout, or any other type. So you can rest assured that it will work for you too. Finally, the risk is on us. Order now and ask for a refund if you're not 100% happy anytime within 60 days. You don't have to tell the customer service team why. They're guided to refund you no matter what. No questions asked. So click the order button below now and be pain-free within 21 days.